Welcome back everyone to Magius Plays Ori and the Blind Forest. Last time we made our way through this underground section here. And now we need to go up to the Ginso tree and restore that. So let's get on that, shall we? Now that we have the double jump, there's a few things that we can do around here. I'm pretty sure... maybe not. That did not work out well at all. I'll give it one more try, then move along. So let's try jumping from up here. That works. And that gets us up here for another life orb. A life cell. Definitely a worthwhile distraction, even if it did take me a couple tries to get through it. And we want to head up this way. Now we have the double jump. We can try to make our way in here and see what this has in store for us. Bit of a tricky jump there. Surprise rock there. Yeah, definitely not going to be able to get up there for a while, so not much point in coming in here then. Oh well. I think we want to go to the right. Go ahead and save here because, well, we could use more energy. And up we go. Nope, not gonna be able to get anything in there for a bit. Unless I make this very tricky jump. Oh, that worked. Because we just leveled up, don't need to save again. We can head up here, grab that. I should have saved again, shouldn't I? Oh well. This wasn't too hard to get. And this time I will go ahead and save. Grab that along the way. That was a lot closer than I would like. But since we have the double jump, we can come up here. And grab that XP sphere that we couldn't get before. Dang it. And of course... If we wanted to head back, nice shortcut there. But we want to go forward, not backward. Let's do that, shall we? As I waste a whole bunch of life waffling about there. Go this way. And almost completely run out of life. I'm really not doing too well this run. You get another life cell, so that's always a plus. Let's see, got one. Let's go ahead and get this. The charge flame is very useful. This halves the cost, meaning we can use it twice as much. As you can see by the map there's an energy or an XP cell right up there, but we can't get to that yet. In order to get that, we need to trigger that lantern up there, and we don't have the upgrade we need to do that yet. We'll be back for that later. Now here we are back at the Ginso tree, and this is the first dungeon that we get to go through. The waters of Nibble once flowed through this very tree. Now it's all rotten and dried up inside. We shall restore the flow. The Ginso tree's heart we must find. Each of these dungeons has a fairly distinctive theme to them. This one has the portals that we need to navigate through. And we need to jump up to the ledges to get to them. Being the first dungeon, this one isn't terribly tricky to figure out or move through, but it does have a few interesting bits to it. Now, here we have our first instance of an invulnerable enemy. Walk into them, they hurt you, but they don't really do a whole lot on their own. Still, there's something you have to avoid, so don't jump onto them. Ah, dang it. Well, that was a bad jump on my part. Wait for you. There we go. Now this section gets interesting. There are multiple paths that we can take through here. And we're going to want to take a few different paths to get everything. It's also going to test how well we can use our double jump at points. Because that section right there. Now you may think that didn't look too terribly bad from the get-go. But it can definitely be pretty rough. This first part is really not all that bad at all. Just need to go from one to the other. However, from there on, that's why I saved. From there on, you have to immediately jump from one teleportation spot to the next, and do so in a way that keeps you from dying. Let's go ahead and fill up on our energy again. That just takes us back to where we were. And hopefully we won't lose quite so much energy getting through there again. There we go. Could have gone better, but could also have gone a whole lot worse. Now, this part is rather bizarre. We have these two redirection items that we can use to redirect the attack from there to where it needs to go. We need to get this one close to the position. Push this one down through there. And move this one into position. Then that will fire the orb through there. Down. And into there. Which will take us to where we need to go. And just to make sure there's nothing up here for us, we'll move along. Now not only do we have to, well, now we have to take out this guy, but after this, not only do we have to worry about the teleporters taking us to another area that we need to jump immediately halfway down to get to the next one, we have to worry about grabbing stuff along the way as well. And that gets pretty tricky. So we'll start dropping down here. Grab the crystals. There's 1, 2, and we're out. Part 1 done. Now we need to do that 2 more times. Ow. Well, that wasn't too bad. Go ahead and save again. And here we get a rather fun ability. Cries of dismay I hear deep inside this ancestral tree. Reem was agile, he dashed through the air. Listen to his voice, the wisdom he shared. Now this has a bunch of potential. Every now and again you'll come across things hanging from the ceiling that you can grab onto and launch yourself off of. But not only that, you can launch off of projectiles and even enemies that are mid-air. And believe me, you need to. If you can launch an enemy into some spikes, great way to one-shot them. The projectiles go in the opposite direction that you push yourself in, which is very important to keep in mind because, well, you can use them to hit enemies as well. And you have puzzles like this, where you need to send them through and then bash them again in a certain time frame. That did not go nearly as well as I would have liked. That takes care of that bit there. Now we need to head up here. And find our way along. Unfortunately, some of these require a lot of precision in order to get right. Like this one. Which I need to use to get a energy cell. There we go. It's the energy cell. Go ahead and heal up a little bit. And up we go. Ow. That could definitely have gone significantly better. There we go. Yeah, that part, definitely very tricky. That's not nearly the extent of what we'll have to deal with. Oh no. Now this boss, pretty straightforward. Need to make your way between these platforms and make sure you always have a platform under you to launch to. Otherwise, things get kinda tricky. Now, this is one of the additions they added to the definitive edition over the original. Originally, when you finished off the dungeons, you could not go back in. You could get everything that you got in your one run-through, And that was it. Now, however, we can come back in and grab anything we may have missed along the way. Which definitely makes things a lot less stressful in here. The heart of the Ginso tree once kept the elemental waters safe, but now it's corrupted, all foul and decayed. We have to help it, cure it and cleanse all the blight by removing the corruption on both sides. Yep, you have two different ways that we need to go to get to the corruption on top, and we'll need to go both ways before everything's said and done. So let's start off by going here. And I'll probably take a few tries at getting this right, just because of how many different moving parts there are. Well, that's not going to do it. Step 1. Need to send this in there. Then we need to send it in there. Then in there. And I think I messed that one up. Then we need to send it in there to get it in there. All in one go. Yeah, this is kind of a tricky spot to get through. There we go. I need to just not mess this one up. And we're through. Part 1 of this bit is done. And now into part 2. So we just need to get up. Which really is not all that difficult. Now, there we go. Easy peasy. Now all that's left is to heal the Ginso tree and get the heck out of here. But we've been going for a fair bit so far, so I think I'll save that for next time. Tune in next time for a rather exciting escape sequence, and until then, Magius out.